Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome to the channel. I just want to go ahead and talk to you about something called an ARM in the real estate world. And not an ARM, but it's very short for adjustable rate mortgage. Okay, so let's get into this. What is an ARM? An ARM, according to the HUD.gov, it says an ARM is an adjustable rate mortgage, unlike fixed rate mortgages that have an interest rate that remains the same for the life of the loan. The interest rate of an ARM will change periodically. The initial interest rate of an ARM is lower than that of a fixed rate mortgage. Consequently, an ARM may be a good option to consider if you plan to own your own home for only a few years. You expect an increase in future earnings, or the prevailing interest rate for a fixed rate mortgage is too high. An ARM has four components: 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. It's an index, a margin, an interest rate, cap structure, and an initial interest rate period. When the initial rate period has expired, the new interest rate is calculated by adding a margin to the index. Your lender would disclose the margin at time of the loan application, and margins may vary from lender to lender, so it's a good idea to shop around for a loan margin. I want to just take a stop there and say, hey, listen, man, like if you're out there and you're saying, hey, listen, I want to go ahead and shop around on some of these websites that they have out there, and you don't realize that in actuality, those numbers that they're showing you is not the numbers you will actually be paying. Again, I'm going to say it's not the numbers you will actually be paying. A lot of times people don't understand that when they look at these websites, what ends up happening is that they're not taking in the fact that you have your personal debt to income ratio to take into, your actual credit score. And those things and combined together will actually impact the monthly mortgage that you're going to be paying. So for example, if you have a person that's at a 630 and another person that's a 700, and they're looking at a mortgage, even if it's the same 2 FHA mortgage, the person with a 700 is going to be paying a lot lower in their mortgage rate than a person that is only at 630. And a lot of these websites don't take that into account. And on top of that too, you have to also add into the fact that you have to let your basically your debt to income ratio and your personal finances and your savings, all of that comes all together to give you one good look of what the mortgage lender, which they also have behind the mortgage lender, which is the bank, and normally a person that will go ahead and approve whether or not this person is going to be approved for this loan based on what is there. So a lot of times you might get excited, but when you look at these websites, but please be careful. Make sure you get in contact with an actual mortgage lender. I know a good mortgage lender. His name is Cliff. He works with Cross Country. If you ever want to go ahead and get some ideas about that, just let me know. So let's continue on. As the index figure moves up or down, your interest rate will be adjusted accordingly. All right. Let's talk about another type of structures within this whole entire thing that HUD has very gracefully went ahead and have on the website for us to see. It says we have the constant maturity treasury, the index weekly average yield of U.S. Treasury securities adjusted to a constant maturity of 1 year, or the 1 year London Interbank offered rate, LIBOR. Okay, increases or decreases in the interest rate will be limited by the interest rate cap structure of your loan. And once again, it's funny because I'm taking this directly from HUD.gov, and even they are saying it is limited by the interest rate cap structure of your loan. All right, so let's get into one more other thing. I'm going to take this definition directly from Chase.com, and it's talking about the earnest money and what earnest money is. Basically, they're saying it's a sum of money you put down to demonstrate your seriousness about buying a home. So let's delve deeper into that. Let's say you find a home and you say, oh my gosh, this home is beautiful. I want this home. I can imagine my life and kids and everything with it. But I want to make sure I secure my place to make sure I can get this house, and show the seller that I will close. And you will not believe how many times in transactions people will not end up closing on houses because of financial issues. So you can say, hey, listen, I will give this much money. For example, this is an example, $10,000 just to hold down this house. Now, the great thing about it, though, you put that $10,000, you have to make sure you get it within 5 days over to the seller. That's normal par form instructions. Everything in real estate is negotiable, so there is always a line that you can say, hey, listen, I want to do it in 10 days. You can do it in 10 days if the seller agrees to that. I want to do it in 20 days. I want to do it in 1 day. That is all negotiable, and that is all something on the form, if you didn't know, on the contract that you can actually put in. Now, once you put that money in to the brokerage, which normally will have it in a bank where they hold it for you, what will end up happening is that money can actually be used again at the end of closing, if you didn't know that. A lot of times people get mixed up, and I understand that when they're giving that money away, they may think, oh, I'm just never going to see it again. Nope, it is used at the end of closing, and that money is just hold there, that if you ever decide to back out, then what ends up happening is they get to hold that money, because they get to say, hey, listen, like, you put this money to show you seriousness, you didn't follow on through, so now we get to hold this. So make sure when you do put an earnest money deposit down, and that money is held inside of an escrow by the brokerage, by the way, that you understand that you're going to see this money at the end. So the math basically is like, say you need $30,000 to close, and that is including the fee for everything else that comes with buying a house on the buyer's side. Like say you went ahead and did some inspections, and did the title work and all those other type of things. That $10,000 will be put towards that. All right, that $10,000 in that escrow is only going to be gone if you decide to back out. All right, so yeah, if you have any questions, if you have any comments, any concerns, let me know. I am here, and I will go ahead and see you guys once again and give you a little updates on some of the things that's going on in the market. If there's anything on the market that you want to see, let me know. It's Roger Brown. Have a great night.